Good evening everybody, hope you're doing very, very well. I'm on a KTM 890 SMT, a bloody fun bit of kit this thing. That says it's 21 degrees today. So people, we are heading over to the KTM Centre in Hemel Hempstead to pick up my super adventure. So I'm dropping this thing back. This is the KTM Centre's 890 SMT demo that they've lent me for the day, or the 2 days type thing. I thought on the way back, because it is such a beautiful day, I mean look at that, I thought I'd do a little bit of an update. First of all, before I go anywhere, can I please say an enormous thank you to every single one of you on the Patreon. Obviously my Patreon are the ones that run this channel as it is. They're the ones that their money every month goes to me being able to do stuff like the island trip, buying that Triumph bike and all the other bikes. So I would love to say thank you very, very much to all of those guys. A special extra thank you to all of those that have upped their donation every single month. As I mentioned in my last video, the Lost My Job video, I 100% do not expect that and did not expect that. So it is unbelievably well appreciated. And there's also a load of extra people that have joined the Patreon as well. I'll have the names scrolling up the screen now, but honestly overwhelmed with the generosity of people. If you aren't already aware and you haven't watched that video yet, I was made redundant along with multiple thousand other people when the management company or holding company of where I've worked for the last 9 years decided to send an email to everyone on the Sunday night before payday, basically saying, like, no warning at all, basically saying we're going into administration tomorrow, you're not going to get paid, blah blah blah. No notice, no redundancy, nothing. And it's been an absolutely horrendous journey going through this whole thing, but the experience of generosity, every single person on the comment section was wishing well. I mean, the Patreons are just top tier, next level people that are that generous. But even just the people liking, following, subscribing, commenting on the video as well, like all of you are just absolutely amazing people. So I genuinely appreciate all of you. I love this bit of road, and I bloody love this bike as well. Look at this thing. Blurry speedo time, as Mr. Paul Webb says. These bikes are so bloody cheap at the moment as well. They're just such good things, so much fun. On the job front, I am still looking for a full-time job. I've had a number of interviews. A few of them are looking a little bit promising. A few of them are a little bit, I don't know, just people expecting a golden ticket or a silver bullet or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Oh, we've got a shed load of problems and we just want someone to come in and do 15 people's jobs for no money, and also you've got to be in London 5 days a week. I have managed to pick up a little freelance gig. It's only for a month or so. As it stands, I've had my first part of my redundancy, I guess, which is the capped at £700 a week redundancy pay for holiday pay and all that sort of stuff. Just about covers 2 months' money. So they already owe me a month's money, and then the month I'm in now is they technically owe that money. So as it stands, I'm kind of where I would have been if I never got made redundant. But I've had all of this hassle of being made redundant and losing my job and having to find a new job, and so annoyingly I would have walked away with a hefty sort of sum of money from being made redundant if it was my full contract. But then doing what they've done, I'm going to walk away with like a fraction of that. I'm able to pay the mortgage at the moment, which is great. I don't know how loud this bit's going to be because it's obviously I'm doing 70 mile an hour and there's no wind protection, although this bike is still very good for wind protection, which is weird. As I mentioned on the last video, I was trying to find a load of my team jobs. It's not nothing to do with me, it's off of their own skill, but I've passed on a load of names to different companies, and then sort of a couple of days later or a couple of weeks later you see on LinkedIn or whatever that person has started a new job there. I've given as many people references as I can to try and get them in there sooner and quicker, which is brilliant news. So I'm very, very happy about that. In terms of the legal side of things, we're currently in the process of going through a huge UK-wide tribunal thing with them. So we've submitted this claim Whether it will ever get paid, I don't know, but essentially that claim would go towards the money for them not giving us any notice, not paying us our final salaries and all that sort of stuff. £700 a week for a lot of people is not a lot of money. My mortgage and my bills alone are over £2,500 a month. Say I was the only provider for the family and that wouldn't cover my mortgage and my bills for a month. It might be 8 months, 10 months or whatever it is before I actually get the money. I don't know. But we shall find out, I guess. I might never get that money, but we'll find out. Quick update on the KTM. The KTM, the Super Adventure, if you're not already aware. It has been my main bike for a good number of years now. I've had it, it's a 2021, I've had it since brand spanking new. It's my first ever brand spanking new thing I've ever bought. Wob, wob, wob. That has just had its 54,000 mile valve clearance service, which cost me an arm and a leg. Basically I had the valve clearance service, which is a major service anyway. It had a couple of shims out. I'll do a full update video on this as well, but on the KTM Super Adventure you have the little custom switch up the top here, which is just like custom 1, custom 2, which you can change to whatever you want pretty much. After 52,000 miles it decided it didn't want to work anymore. I use that thing like 20 times every time I ride the bike, so I'm assuming the contacts have just worn through type thing. The bike thought I was pressing that button pretty much all the time. It wouldn't really let me use any of the other switchgear because they're all kind of tied together, so I couldn't really access a lot of the menus and stuff because of that. So I had that right switchgear replaced, which was only £220 I think for the whole right switchgear bezel thing. I had my fuel tank locking mechanism hasn't worked since probably 45,000 miles or something like that. Spoke to the KTM centre. Mark ordered a replacement cap for me. I completely forgot, and he rang me at the end of Feb and just went, "Mate, just out of interest, we've still got this new fuel cap on our shelves waiting for you. If you want us to fit it, we can do it at your major service." I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that." I'd probably done it knocking on 10,000 miles without it, so it obviously wasn't really a problem. But I want it to work. And then the only other thing that had gone was the rear shock bushing had sort of perished, and they sort of said it's kind of worth replacing it because it's all right, but it's not good enough. Like they're not happy with it. They said there was a slight misting of oil coming from the rear shock. It might be something to do with the fact that I've jumped the bike many times. So I can't really blame a KTM for that, but at the same time it's done 50,000 miles, so Emma's NC750, her rear shock has gone and that's 30,000 miles. Oh, new tyres as well, I had Michelin Road 6s fitted. If it's taken to 54,000 miles for the stuff like that to start going wrong, hopefully that means it will last another 54,000 miles before anything else like that goes wrong. Other than that, the bike's been completely fine. To be fair, nothing started going wrong on the bike at all until 45,000 miles. Wob, 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 wob. So yes, that's the KTM. Can't wait to get it back. Ducati is back on the road. You'll see I've got, it probably went out last weekend actually. I went to T1's planned Patreon ride on the Ducati, which apart from a minor coolant leak because I overfilled the coolant, it was fine all day, none of the panels came off, it was faultless pretty much. So the Ducati is in full working order. I need to tidy up some of the wiring now. I need a new fuse cover because I have no idea where my fuse cap cover's gone. I might 3D print one to be fair. The Monkey is still very much off the road. I really want to get the Monkey back on the road. I genuinely miss riding it. Basically, I decided to do some major work to it about a month after I moved into a house that needed fully renovating. And then I was going on holiday, and I've bought the Ducati, and I've bought the K-Truck, and all sorts of stuff. So the Monkey, unfortunately, just went to the bottom of the list. I am doing the Taffy Dakar in a month and a half's time, so if nothing changes soon and I don't get it running soon, I'm going to have to probably buy another bike. Buy a bike for a month. I don't know whether I said this before, but Emma's bike failed its MOT on like rear shock leaking and a few other headstock bearing and stuff like that. Honda in Abingdon wanted £2,700 off us to get that done. Like absolutely mental. I managed to get all of the parts online for about 350 quid. I've done most of it myself. The only thing that's left to do is the headstock bearing and the rear shock. Right everyone, that's me in Hemel, or just coming into Hemel. Oh look, classic Mini. That's cool. God, they look so small nowadays. So yes, the Triumph, I'll do a quick update because I'm nearly at KTM, the KTM Centre. Basically with the Triumph, what happened was I put on the aftermarket exhausts, which was fine. It was a little bit slow to turn over. Carb bikes you need to adjust the carbs. You can't just whack an aftermarket exhaust on without adjusting the fueling. So it was fine, sort of, but it was just a little bit slow to start. You'll see all this in the coming video. 2 days before I went on the trip, I went in the garage to start it up and the battery was dead. Like it had nothing in it. And I was like, oh, fuck, okay. Mad for Bikes, the absolute heroes that are, managed to save me. They got me a battery same day. Lovely old Rich managed to deliver it to my house. Like personal delivery. What an absolute hero. Which was brilliant. Started, blah blah blah. I had messed around with the carbs a little bit, so what I decided to do was stick the stock exhausts back on, just as like a safety net type thing. Stock exhaust back on, and then reset the carbs to factory settings, which was sort of fine. It ran absolutely flawlessly in that time, which was lovely. I rode it 200 odd miles to the ferry, put it on the ferry, and then they put that strap over the seat every time you're on a ferry. It must have shorted out, or the guy accidentally pressed the heated grip button. I know I didn't leave anything on. I put the rest of my year's salary on. Not that I've got the rest of my year's salary, but I put my salary, any salary I do have, on the fact that I didn't leave anything on. So unless someone's walked past and turned something on, I don't know. Or when they do the hard steering or whatever, they might have turned it on. Oh, so I don't know, whatever. So when we went to get on the bike after the ferry, it was dead. Absolutely dead. But the starter motor wouldn't work. So after a little bit of testing and stuff, this is the KTM Centre, everybody. After a little bit of testing and all sorts of stuff, I deduced that all the power was fine, the starter motor relay was fine. Power was getting to the starter motor, but it wasn't turning it over. It basically, the whole time around Ireland, we were having to tow start the bike, because push starting it, bump starting it wasn't really working. So yeah, a bit of a pain in the arse, but we had to tow start it, because like bump starting it, you couldn't get enough speed to actually kick it over properly. So yeah, we were tow starting it with Dad's bike. Absolute nightmare, but I'm just going to test it all when I get home and hopefully it's fine. But yeah, anyway, I am at the KTM Centre. Time to get back on my old beast. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you guys in next week's video. Bye!